Hi, I'm Dana and I look like the fourth member of Nirvana because we're going to dye my hair and I'm stressed about it because I'm doing two colours. I'm already the long bit's this colour and the other bit my normal colour. And that needs 25 minutes and this needs 30 and I already don't really understand when I'm supposed to start timing that because there's a point where like I've started putting it on my hair. So if I leave that bit for 30, the rest of it hasn't been on for... We just do our best and try and hope that it turns out. One person asked me to do a body doubling video of this, so we are. And if I get stressed at some point, I will just stop talking and it will have to go to a voiceover. Because that happens sometimes. What order do I do? I'm stressed and I don't like this and it all scares me. I should probably partition my hair before I start getting into everything else, really. And it's telling me to put on like Vaseline, which I've never ever done in my life, and I probably should at some point, to be honest with you. I don't think I've even got any. I'm going to go and look. I have this that I'm gonna vaguely splash on in places and hope for the best after I've partitioned my hair for the long bits and short bits, which I absolutely hate doing and don't think I do particularly well, so fucking pray for me, quite frankly. I'm not good. Okay, so first off, for anybody new, this is a body doubling video where I do something I've been meaning to get around to, such as my hair, which I've been getting around to for like months at this point. And I chat shit, and you can take this moment to hopefully also maybe do something without any sort of like pathological demand avoidance or feeling like you're being forced into it. And just generally, it'll be a nice little time for us both to get something done together and feel accomplished. And I'm going to end up ordering food after this, I think. I don't think I'm going to any longer be in a position to make myself something. And I'm annoyed about that because I've done 3 days of living off the same pizza that I ordered because it was really fucking expensive, like everything is now. And I feel like my body is slowly dying and actually desperately needs like a vegetable or a fruit. And I just don't have it in me. And I feel like I'm getting this partition very poorly done. But frankly, like orange and pink are not that different, you know? Like how bad can it really end up being? If we're honest, like how bad can it be? You know? But yeah, what I was going to go into before I went off on my little, what we're doing in this video today. Okay, I think I've done it, you know, guys. I think I've actually, like, sort of nailed it, to be honest with you. Let's fucking hope. This feels like something I'd have done as a teenager and been like, don't I look like Hannah Bonham Carter? And everyone would have been like, sure. I'm going to do another one at the back just for like extra security so that those bits really don't get muddled in with my long bits. I'm also trying to just generally feel through if it's like somewhat straight, but like honestly, who fucking knows? I also feel like I have actually, yeah, I definitely caught the long bits in that. That was too far down. Just do it high, just do it up here. That'll still get any of the short parts. Oh, you tell me how it looks. I'm just going with it. Oh, actually, I can like vaguely sort of. Oh, it's gone off now. I can't do it. Fine. We're just going with this. I can't see the screen whatsoever. If you've come back, there you are. I'm doing my little cream just on the off chance it does help me in some way. I didn't look at that before buying it because why would you open cream in a shop? But there was no like anything covering it beyond the lid and the lid wasn't like sealed and it does creep me out a little bit to use because of that. But we're going with it. We're just doing it anyway. Don't overly give a fuck, to be honest with you. I just want it done. Unscrew the nozzle of the applicator bottle with developer lotion pistol. They include a lot of... Otis! Don't do that! I'm gonna have to turn his water fountain back on, or apparently he's just going to attack it. So the audio is also about to take a hit. Oh, I thought you'd broken it then. Just pretend it's the sounds of a lovely waterfall because I live in a beautiful tropical mansion. Don't come over it. Maybe I should have just left him to attack that, to be honest with you. Okay, we put that in there. It can't be that fucking hard, can it? Wait, what's this? That's the care conditioner, so that's for afterwards. Okay. Yeah. One of my things that made me really feel like I needed to like explore my gender was that I've never felt good at doing any sort of girly thing. I don't enjoy it. I don't think I'm good at it. It rarely turns out the way that I want it to. And I just feel an immense amount of stress while I'm doing things. And that goes for like curling my hair, dyeing my hair, doing an overnight little hairstyle, doing my makeup, shaving my legs, like literally any of it. I've had various phases where I do it because sometimes I like the effect, you know, like sometimes I like my hair being a different colour, sometimes I like my legs being smooth, but a lot of the time I really just can't be bothered because like, oh, I've got nice smooth legs for like half an hour until the razor burn kicks in and then it's all stubbly anyway, and that's a whole sensory issue that I don't enjoy. Like, and doing my hair and just all of it is so much effort and so much can go wrong and it makes me just stressed and anxious. And so often I feel like I do it all the way that you're meant to do it and by the rules, and it still doesn't work out the way that it should for me, and it's very frustrating and quite upsetting. So that's that. But I so often just feel like a bit of a failure of a woman, and it definitely made me, like, between that and being part of like the queer community already, I definitely explored a little bit and came to the conclusion of like, I am a cis woman, I'm just not very good at it and I don't feel much like one sometimes, but I am. And that's not how it is for everyone. I'm not telling you how to experience your gender, but that's very much how it is for me. Because a lot of the times I actually feel very connected with women and with womanhood and with girlhood and all of that. I just also don't really understand how to be a part of it, you know? I find a lot of it very difficult to actually do in any way. I don't feel like I enjoy it in the same way that other women seem to. Like, I got my nails done at one point and sitting in the salon and having all of that done, I did not enjoy it. It wasn't fun for me. I didn't think that was a good time. I don't really want to do it again. I did like my nails being all like fun and painted well and not chipping, but also it split my entire nail, so now I am actually like rather afraid of doing it again. I need the cling film ready for when these are done, otherwise that's going to get all over my neck and I don't want it to do that, shockingly. But yeah, actually, one of the big, I did consider growing my hair out, and two things have changed my mind. I'm going to leave the biggest one to second, because the first one was someone commenting, oh no, but your natural hair suits your complexion the best by far, or some shit like that. And like, I'm changing it specifically now partially because I think it's going to annoy them slightly or they're not going to like it. And it just really pissed me off that someone felt so entitled to comment on my appearance to that degree, to the degree of like telling me what to do because it best flatters me. It really annoyed me. I really hate that. And I also do actually just think it's fun to dye your hair and be able to change something sometimes, and especially when I'm in the middle of like waiting for change that isn't, like, it is coming but it also feels like it's never coming. I thought they'd only given me one glove then. I just was very much in the mood. And the second one is, we're gonna have to switch to voiceover, aren't we? I'm putting my show back on in that case. We are indeed switching over to voiceover because those gloves were so loud. And I think that's also part of what gives me like sensory issues with doing this kind of thing, is there's always some sort of like quite annoying sound that I don't really notice until I make some sort of video or something. Like, doing YouTube's been a bit of a mindfuck because there's so many things that I watch back and I'm like, oh, that's what was making me feel like that. That's what was annoying me. And there's like obviously lots of different elements and it's difficult and all that. But like, the sound of the gloves was definitely a major thing that was just pissing me off in the moment. And I am also going to backtrack ever so slightly because I feel like I started a whole gender talk there and then like cut off halfway through. But I am also like deeply, deeply thankful and grateful that I've been around people and been in situations where I was able to have that like exploration of my gender and feel like I know myself. It's just that there's also not really anything interesting going on with my gender, you know? Like, I definitely relate a lot to autigender and just not really feeling like I fit into any little box. box within it, but I also like, a lot of people have told me that means like automatically that I fall under the non-binary umbrella. And it's one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not facing any of like the struggles or challenges or oppressions or whatever else like people within the non-binary community are experiencing. Like, I'm not, you know? Like, I just don't relate to that form of like, I'm not non-binary, essentially, is what I figured out through exploring my gender. And I totally respect anyone that is. I'll respect your pronouns. I respect that is like an entire gender experience that people have. It's just not mine, you know? But I am very grateful that I've been able to actually explore that and to figure that out rather than just feeling like boxed in and never really sure and not completely knowing. You know, like I really like that's something I was able to do essentially. And it's definitely made me feel more settled in the fact that like I am a woman and I'm allowed to be my own expression of such, you know? Like I think realizing like having non-binary friends that would fit into like specific femme or masc or whatever else categories who are still very much non-binary regardless of how they look definitely made me realize that I can be whoever I am regardless of how I look as well, you know? But that being said, I am feeling more inclined recently to like experiment with the way I look and not in like a gender way. We're moving on from that now. Just in a like self expression, I am the person I am way. I used to do it all the time. Like if you, it's been a while, but if you go back to like my early videos, I had blue hair. Like I'd had blue hair for a really long time and really enjoyed having blue hair. I like getting to play with colors and getting to play with different styles and things like that. And it's one of the things that I very much lost through like the combination of abuse of people that don't like me being myself and just autistic burnout and not having the fucking energy to be putting that sort of effort into my appearance, and especially on the daily when you're deciding on like accessories and outfits and stuff. I've just not had the energy. And I do appreciate that I've been able to have my like slightly quirky little haircut so that I still have some form of self-expression, even if I am in like jeans and a t-shirt and can't be bothered. But I think I am slowly approaching a place where I do want to like play around and experiment a bit more. But even with the want and the motivation to do it and like the motivation to want to do it from wanting to do it, it's still hard to get around to and difficult to actually like make myself do it, you know? And especially when a lot of the things like I really want to dye my eyebrows again. I think that brings a lot of like dimension to my face and makes me look better. And just it doesn't take long. It's not all that much effort, but just the idea of having something on my eyebrows for the next 10 minutes, really, I don't want that right now. I will wipe at it and then my whole face is gonna like be fucking tinted in my eyebrows color. And it just so many things that I know and are just a little thing that loads of people do all the fucking time, and it technically makes things easier because I feel better about myself and the like. It just feels like so much effort when I already have so many things that I have to do every day. You know, like I need to hoover, I need to do my dishes, I have to figure out what I'm eating and then actually make and eat food. Like there's already just so many little things that I have to do every day that adding a new little thing that only has to be done occasionally just doesn't really feel plausible or possible. And it is, obviously, I've dyed my hair. I am doing it. You're also going to have to wait till the next video to see how it turned out. But it's tricky and it's hard. And that's part of why I'm glad that I can do these videos, to be honest with you, because I've also, some of y'all have commented saying that you've been like in, I say some, it's been like 2 or 3 people, but I've gone and watched your videos while I've been doing things, and that's been really fun. I like I know I haven't commented or like told you that I've watched or anything until this moment, but I like the vibe of like there's a little community of us all doing things together now. And it is one of those things that just I have like more of a motivation and drive to do things for a video where I know that I'm going to get to like I know that like making videos is a very one-sided interaction, but also it is like a level of a social interaction that I enjoy, you know? Like I'm sorry, I'm autistic. I prefer when people can't talk back to me and it's not an actual social interaction. It's just me monologuing and then people being able to reply once I'm done, and my jaw's clicking again. And it's the kind of thing that I know you can't hear over the mic, but I can hear it in my ear so loudly. And that's also a thing that I've been struggling with at the minute. And that's part of why you're getting a body doubling video on a Thursday instead of a Sunday, is that I don't feel like I have the goddamn mental capacity to make a video right now. And I need to get my shit together. I need to just do it. But I'm finding it hard to speak quite often lately. I'm finding it hard to have the mental capacity to feel like I can create and make and speak for a video. I've started scripting more videos. I've never really scripted anything but my Drop Dead Fred video, and I've started needing to because my thing's always been that I script it in my head. I will spend like the 3 or 4 hours before I make a video, pretty much making the entire video in my head. So when I sit down, I just do the thing that I know what I'm doing. You know, like I've nailed it all in my head. It's all there, and I just do the thing. Whereas lately, I sit down to do that and I just ramble about other nonsense and I move on to other topics and I can't fucking stick with what I'm talking about. And then as I'm editing and even after I've posted and I'm getting comments, I'm like, oh yeah, I actually like completely intended to talk about that thing. I literally had that thought. I just didn't say it, didn't bring it up, didn't do the video, didn't make it, didn't say it. And it's so frustrating and annoying. So I have started scripting more, but even then I feel like I'm just forgetting things from the scripts. And that they're loose scripts, don't get me wrong. It's not like word for word because there's no fucking chance I'm memorizing that. But I'm trying to at least like get my points down and know what I want to say. And I don't feel like I even have the mental capacity to just make the notes and actually remember what I'm going to want to say in the videos and things like that. And then actually sitting down to film, like I haven't posted any TikToks in the last few days because even just doing a 1 minute long video, I'm like stuttering over words and stumbling. And like I'm doing real well here because I'm much more used to this format, I suppose, and having my little mic in front of me. I'm not being looked at. Like I'm sat in my most comfortable position with my cat directly in front of me having a little stroke, you know, like this is the absolute most comfortable that I get while being in any way perceived. And it's just a microphone, so it's not so bad. But I'm having so many days where I sit down, I'm just like, God, how am I speaking through this video? Am I actually going to be able to make this entire video? I'm having longer and longer pauses. I'm not getting out the things that I want to get out. I'm not making my points in the way that I want to make them. And that's where I am like, is YouTube a sustainable thing to do while I'm in autistic burnout? Are all of the videos going to have to be like this? Am I not going to be able to make any like actual meaningful content that I'm properly proud of? Like, don't get me wrong, I do like making these videos and I am to a point proud of them, but it's not what I want my entire channel to be. You know, this isn't like the first thing I want people to see from me. And it's just rough, man. It's just rough. And there's so many elements of it that make me really question if YouTube is really a sustainable thing for me. But I also don't know what my other fucking options are because I earn like my little tiny minimal amount of money through this. I've made my friends through this. I get like my entire like social and validation and like there's way too much realistically that I gain from YouTube and not my real life. And I am very much hoping that changes once I move and I'm able to like meet people more and just get out more and do things more. But right now, that is where I'm at. And I really like, I can't imagine missing a video. The level of like guilt and just like disappointment in myself and negativity that I would feel towards myself if I missed a single upload at this point, oh, it's not worth it. You know, it is not worth it. It's terrifying to me. So it has like become a little bit of a thing currently, but I do think it's something that I'll get over. And I think some level of it is just realizing that people actually watch my videos. Like it's only recently that I've started having videos where I post them and the next morning they're hitting around like 1,000 views, and that is fucking mental to me. I think I've for most of like when I've been posting content online altogether, like from like 2011 onwards, I've very much had the stance of like it's nothing. You know, like I'm not PewDiePie or Mr. Beast. I'm never ever going to have like 7 million followers. So whatever I do, like it's not that big a deal. It's just tiny fish in a very massive ocean. And that still stands, obviously. I'm not Mr. Beast. But also like the amount of followers that I have is kind of like a massive amount of people. Like for a standard average normal person like little old me, having 16,000 people subscribed is actually fucking wild and mental and so many people. And having most of my videos reach at least like 500 people quite quickly is mental and insane. And I think I'm very suddenly feeling just how perceived I feel by that and just the degree to which there are people actually watching me and listening to me. It's a bit mental to fully process. I think that despite having had like the same like plateau of followers for the last little while, maybe it's because I've had the same little plateau for a little while, so there's not been a change, so my brain's like fully settled on it. I'm just like, that's fucking loads actually. Like, not to toot my own horn, not to be like I am Mr. Beast after all, but that is a lot of fucking people, you know? Like, walking into a room of 30 people's a lot for me. And there's 16,000 people I'm uploading content to. And obviously, the vast majority of my subscribers don't actually watch the videos, but a lot of yous do. Like, a lot of people do watch them, and that is actually mental. And I know I've talked about this a lot lately, but I think it is that I'm just like only just fully processing it. And it has been like my literal childhood dream to have people watch my little YouTube channel. Like, I have literally not I started this channel specifically in 2016, so that's already like nearly 10 years, you know? And I've been posting content on it like fairly like I've had multi-year breaks, like multiple years where I haven't. But especially the last few years, obviously I've posted extremely consistently. And it's been the thing that I do on and off for most of my life. Like, I'm 28 now, and I started posting like stupid little YouTube videos when we lived in Denmark when I was 12. Like, for 16 years of my life, for more of my life than I haven't been, I've been posting to YouTube on and off. And all of a sudden, the last like 2-3 years, it's actually a thing, and people actually watch my videos. Like, it is wild, it is insane. And I think I am only just starting to like fully process that and be like, this is a thing now. I am actually doing it, you know? I'm not posting my little like makeup tutorials and weird things that I've made to 40 people anymore. And I also like I went back and watched a bunch of my old videos the other day, and I do want to do some like more creative things again. And I do think again it'll be the kind of thing that arises once I've moved. Although we are starting to get more settled on dates for that, and I think I'm gonna maybe try to have a big crack at Puppet Tusk before I move and see if I can actually get everything filmed and then just have to edit it after I've moved, because I am petrified of any of my sets or my puppets getting damaged during the move. And I think it's extremely likely because my last move absolutely fucked the like prototype. See, they weren't going to be prototypes, they were going to be my sets and puppets, but they got so fucked up in my move that I was like, I need to completely redo this. And it was very much for the better. The ones that I've made now are so much better because I figured it all out with the ones that are now my prototypes. But I really don't want to have to do that again. I have genuinely spent like 150, 200 quid at this point on the supplies that I used to make it. And that's a hell of fucking money for me. Like, that is so much fucking money for me. And I really can't have that all just go to waste. Realistically, I shouldn't. I won't lie, I have lost like some of the passion behind it because it is difficult to film. But I also think once I get more of a hang of it, I will find it fun again. So I just need to really put the effort in and put the time in and just get used to it and do it. I also didn't realise how much I looked like some sort of fucking golem or something while I dye my hair. I really didn't want the colours to mix. I don't really know what I'm doing, and it terrifies me a bit, to be honest with you. But I also have a level of pride in myself over it because I really like the way that my colours have been coming out when I dye my hair myself. And I did the first like session, like few years that I was dyeing my hair fun colours, to be fair. But then I met a friend who was all like, I'm basically a professional hairdresser. I've been dyeing people's hair since I was a literal baby. You should just let me dye your hair. And I was like, okay, then that's perfect. I actually hate doing it. So having a friend that can do it for me and have it turn out exactly the way that I want will be amazing. So I sent them loads of reference photos of like Dana Scully and Crowley. And then I ended up sending Drop Dead Red and being like, I would rather it turn out this color than red. I just don't want red hair. I want it orange. I want it ginger. I do not want red hair. That is the only thing I am asking you not to give me. And if you go back and look at my videos from a year and a half ago, I had fucking bright red pillar box, fucking fire engine red hair because my friend just didn't listen to me about fucking anything ever. I swear to God, the moment the fucking words left my mouth, they'd forgotten what I'd said. And rather than be like, oh, what did you want? Or, you know, ask for clarification or just generally admit they forgot, they'd just try and gaslight me into thinking it's what I asked for. Oh, that's another thing that I'm like only just I feel like, right, so like I moved out of my horrible ex's house in like 2022, February of 2022, I think. Pretty sure it wasn't 2023. It could have been 2023. No, it must have been 2022. I don't know. I moved out of my ex's house at some point, and then I had the housemate that
propositioned me for sex like 2 weeks after I moved in, and I went with it because I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I just fawned over the whole situation. And then he got a girlfriend and was like, "Oh, a bit uncomfortable that you're here, isn't it? I'm gonna just make you really uncomfortable, so you fuck off." So then I moved in with a different friend who had their own shit going on and completely split on me and treated me fucking horribly. They were an absolute asshole to me, and then they would turn it around on me and try and pretend it was all my fault, even though they were doing it, and I was just sort of sitting there looking at them, and they'd be like, "Oh, but you ignored me this one time," and it was insane. So then I had to like escape. I mean, to be fair, their situation was being massively triggered by the fact that we had rats and cockroaches and fucking mold. But again, that was all stuff that they tried really hard to blame on me. Like, I moved in, I put my stuff where it was meant to go. Like, 2 weeks later, it was suddenly fucking moldy, and they were like, "Well, it's clearly moldy when you moved in." And then their stuff started getting moldy when they finally put it into places where it was staying instead of moving everything around all the fucking time. And that was when it was an issue with the house all of a sudden, and not just my stuff being moldy. So I moved out from there in with the next friend who just completely trampled over all of my boundaries. They ignored everything I fucking said. So it's been lovely living alone. I'm so excited to be fully out of this situation. It's literally as of this morning that I got an email that's more so confirming the dates that I want and need. And I'm so ready for a whole fresh start, you know? And I know we're doing this again. It's all I have to fucking talk about, okay? You're meant to be doing something while I'm talking anyway, okay? You shouldn't even be paying that much attention to me, to be honest with you. I say that. I know lots of you are just watching and just doing other things and whatever else. You can do what you want to these videos. I don't actually mind. And I have lost my train of. Oh, yeah, the house, my moving. The first time that I was told we were having a whole new fresh start and everything's gonna be so great was when I was 10 going on 11 and we moved to Denmark. I spent 2 years not speaking to anybody but my parents and, like, the one friend that I managed to make in school, and it was a horrible, isolating, shitty time. We then had another completely new fresh start when we moved to Rill, and me and my mum see, my mum was always like, we were never homeless, Dana, and I'm like, "We lived in a B&B for free because the woman felt bad for us because we didn't have anywhere else to go." What part of that is not homeless? Like, I'm glad we had a roof over our head. It wasn't a home, it was a B&B that we were allowed to stay in for free because the woman felt bad for us and was also, like, manipulating us and ruining our lives and abusing us for fun, like, good lord, we were homeless. So then I had to go to high school in Mill, and that was a whole thing. And then we had a whole new fresh start when I turned 16 and we moved to Liverpool and I could go to college here and all that. And since then, oh shit, sorry, I just whacked the mic. I've just been floating around and trying to figure out what I'm meant to do and not having a clue. And it's so nice to just feel like I do have some degree of a clue and like I'm actually having a fresh start that is my choice and not just a well, something's happening again and someone's made this decision. I'm now stuck in this place. You know, I'm just so looking forward to it and I can't wait to actually get there. So I'm having a viewing in early November and hopefully moving in like mid-November. So my current thought, what I'm going to do after I finish doing this little voiceover is I'm going to go on Google Maps and have a look around Hebden Bridge and see if I can find places where they filmed Riot Women. Because from what I remember last time I went, I'm pretty sure I have to literally get the train through Hebden Bridge train station to get to Huddersfield from where I am. So I could quite easily just leave early, get or go on the way back to be fair, and pop off into Hebden Bridge and have a like I can view my house, be like, yes, this is where I want to live, thank you. How do I pay you the money so that this is now my house? Hoping I have the fucking money by then, to be honest with you. And then pop off to Hebden Bridge and visit some places from Riot Women. Like I'd like to have a pint in the pub that's in it. And there's also the cafe that the kitty is sitting at when SpongeBob comes and talks to her. And I would like to sit at that cafe. To be honest with you, I'm so obsessed with Riot Women at the minute. I was gonna say Riot Girls. I'm sorry. I'm used to Rebel Girl. I'm a Bikini Kill fan. It's not that I'm infantilizing women, it's that I'm used to the phrase being rebel girl or riot girl. Okay, it's not my fault. But I'm absolutely obsessed with Riot Women at the minute. It's all I'm thinking about. I'm in love with Kitty. I love Yvonne. I quite like Holly. I just love little Yorkshire women. I love women doing things. I love women being musicians. I love music. It's just exactly my kind of shit. I've written I've written a whole message to Sally Rain, right, that I haven't sent because I can't stand the idea of her ignoring me or the idea of her replying to me. I don't like either option, and they're the only 2 options. So I haven't sent it. I don't know if I'm going to, but she's had such an influence on my life and my decision to move to Yorkshire, and just I actually intend to get out of my house and visit places because of her, and I appreciate that so much. I love my little TV shows, and I love that she makes them for me. So we are approaching the end here, and you're gonna have to come back on Sunday if you wanna see how my hair turned out. I'm frankly not intending to post a TikTok this week because it's just not fucking happening. I don't want to put the pressure on myself, so you can't even go over there for a sneak peek. Um, I did post a picture in one of the channels on Discord. You'll have to, like, search through there if you care enough. Also, welcome to the new people. Oh, sorry, my voice is about to go, but we are approaching the end. Welcome to the new people on Discord. I love seeing new people join. Sorry, I burped. I love that you've already started engaging in general, and also everyone is welcome to lurk. I really don't mind at all. Like it's a space where you can just be yourself. You don't have to say anything if you're not feeling it. But I'm so happy to have some new people, and I adore the people that are already there and that I interact with, and it's a lovely little space. So yeah, this is the end of the video. So I suppose I'd may as well start with that since I'm talking about it. If you want to join the Discord, you can email me, you can message me on like Instagram. Um, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, or Blue Sky. I won't see a message on Blue Sky, I won't lie to you. I don't even have the app on my phone anymore because I keep running out of storage. But you can find me in various places, and if you just email me or message me, you can have the link to the Discord. I'm not gatekeeping it through a paywall. But you can also, if you want to support me, join me over on Patreon to get the link. The cheapest tier is, I think, £1. £3 maybe? I try really hard to keep it cheap because I don't wanna block anyone out with a paywall, and all you get is videos ever so slightly early anyway, and I have forever intended to post more over there, but I haven't yet, so fuck knows if it's ever going to happen, to be completely honest with you. I also want to do more lives, but again, it's not happened yet, so fuck knows. Otis, don't rub on the mic, little man. But yeah, you can find me on on TikTok, Instagram, or Blue Sky. You can find me on Patreon or Ko-fi. You can send me money so I can pay my rent, and that'd be really sick. But you don't have to. There's no pressure. I've also been linking my Amazon down below if you want to get me anything on that. But again, you don't have to. There's no pressure. And it's probably better to leave it until I've moved anyway, so I don't have to just move for stuff. But for now. Oh no, I actually no, like it is nah. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you have a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year. I hope you enjoy seeing my Lord of the Rings pajama bottoms that I got from Hot Topic in Arizona, and they weren't very expensive, and they were extremely long. Like I'm 5'11", and they are for like a 6'5" person. They are so long. I thought that I was closer to the end of the video than I am. But whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you have a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year, and I will see you again in a couple of days, and you'll get to see how my hair looks, and you'll get to see Otis. It'll be lovely. Goodbye.